Today's Saturday, it's the 19th of November and the weather's changed a bit. We're down in Palmanova and we're just going to have a little walk down to the front. We might get blown away. It's very, very windy today, as you can probably see from the flags behind us.
And here.
So we've had a really good run up in the last few weeks with the weather, but over the last couple of days there's certainly been a change. Temperatures have dropped. I can see it says 18 degrees on the pharmacy thermometer there. 18 degrees. It feels as though it's freezing. The wind is really blowing, and we've had a lot of rain. Absolutely poured down last night, and we planned to go out. It was the first night when they were putting on some of the lights on in Palma, and they were going to put on a light show. Well, they did put on a light show, but we didn't go because the weather just, well, it wasn't really nice enough. So this morning we got up and we said we'd come down to Palmanova, and it's been a bit on and off our plans because again, the weather has been really raining this morning. Good for Anita's garden, she didn't have to go out this morning. But you can see it's coming up to 11 o'clock, and one thing I noticed as I drove down here on Thursday evening was just how busy this bit of Palmanova really was. It was about 8 o'clock at night, nearly 7:30, 8 o'clock, and all the bars down here were really busy. It looked really almost like a summer evening, but today it's a bit cooler, but this bit of Palmanova is still open. And I've just been noted, there's a Calvia Lions Club. I've got a bookshop up there which is fairly new, so at some point we might need to go and have a look at that.
Let's
go and have a look now. We'll go and have a look now. A long time since we've walked through here. But years and years ago we came to this bar. Well, it was a bar then, it was called the San Francisco Bar. And we had fish and chips, I think. Got really excited. That was a long time ago. And there used to be another charity shop somewhere around here, but that's probably long gone. But the Lions Club, which is very active in the Calvia area, and it's the Lions Club that my Leos are part of, well, they've now opened a card shop, and this is it. Let's just have a quick look around.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Good. We just need to have a look.
We've just come to investigate because we didn't know there was a card shop here, or the Lions had got their card shop. Yeah. Actually, Adrian did mention it to me the other day, so just come to have a look.
Have a camera?
It is a camera, so just videoing it. If you're not on at the moment, so don't worry. Anita's already found something.
We've got to get the Christmas cards ready now.
Yes.
But if you need a card, Christmas card, birthday card, and you're in the Palmanova area,
We've got
this is a place to come.
everything you could really sort of envisage with Christmas cards and other cards, which have all been donations from people whose business have closed down.
Yeah.
So it's marvellous to have that.
It's always difficult to find cards.
Yes,
I will
come here.
Fantastic selection, really good, a great way of supporting the Lions.
Yes. So, and you'd be surprised.
They're already getting ready for Christmas. Look.
Finish. We'd love to show you next door, which is the bookshop.
Oh right, please. Yes,
It's really lovely.
Club on the island, as far as I know. So Adrian comes along sometimes. Adrian Elkinson.
I know he's our boss.
Yeah, he tells me. Yeah. So he did tell me about this. So we did know.
It's such a nuisance, but it doesn't work properly. So anyway, I'll just show you next door. I'm just getting Saturdays of class.
Is that heavy?
Yeah. Really easy to cliff.
So that's definitely going to be on Anita's list of places to go when we're in Palmanova. So if you see me wandering around on my own, it's because Anita's looking for books. We're going to make our way down to the front and just see what it's like. Feel the breeze coming through here now. So it's 19th of November.
It's freezing.
Our friend Peter's birthday, remember? Peter what? Happy birthday, Peter, if you're watching. Don't know if you watch our videos. The other Lion shop is just across the road there, and they've had that one for a long time, and that's
More clothes now, I suppose.
looks like more clothes.
Christine, aren't you in there?
So want to have a look across the road as well. Take our lives in our hand. So there are a few books here as well. Lots of clothes and sort of a bric-a-brac sort of shop.
Good morning, lady.
Hello.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
I've just been seeing all the shops, they're amazing.
Oh, there,
We can find more books and more clothes, shoes. You never know what you're going to find as well, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's normally closed on a Saturday, so there's no one to man it.
It's good you've got the poster advertisements there as well. It's there.
Yeah.
It was really nice, that shop, wasn't it?
So that's the Lions charity shop. So they've now got 3 shops down in Palmanova. They've just told us they're not normally open on a Saturday, but they've opened especially for us. And this is just having a look. This is where she goes to have her hair done. So we've just gone to say good morning to them. We're going to head down towards the front. And the sun is really shining. But as I said, the temperature's dropped. So from the mid-20s that we were having just a few days ago, we've dropped down below 20. 18 degrees. Well, I suppose you can't really complain at that. Talking of charity, just looking up the road here, and you'll see these collection points dotted around the island. This was Caritas. Caritas is charity on the island here, and they collect clothes, shoes and other items, and then they get passed on to those that might need them. The sun's really bright. I need to go back this morning to go and get her sunglasses, and then we're driving along and it started to rain. So it's very changeable weather at the moment, and actually very clear. The rain has certainly cleared the air. I'm just looking out over the sea. It's looking really pretty, but a very crisp skyline over there. So come past here, this La Pizzeria. You can see how things now have changed as we've come into the winter season. Completely closed up. And then we'll just cross over the road to what would normally be our usual starting point, which is the heart and the beach. Well, nobody on the beach today. Don't blame them. It was pouring down with rain an hour or so ago. But the authorities have been down, and they have actually cleaned the beach up. So it's all being ploughed. Hello. Hola, buenas. So it's all been ploughed and cleaned up, and so the beach is actually looking very, very good. Something interesting about the beach in this particular zone is governed by Costas, and Costas is a government zone, but that's actually going to be handed over to the Balearic government, and the Balearic government will then have control of the beaches, which you would think they would have anyway, but in Spain things are done a little bit different. So Costas is losing control. Consequence of that is that, not particularly here I don't think, but in different parts in the north of the island, in Muro, and places where we sometimes walk, Calagamba, that area, where there are some restaurants, chiringuitos, these beach bars, that were built many years ago under different sort of rules, and Costas decided that they got to go. And so this one in particular I'm thinking about is El Bungalow, which is a very popular restaurant. I've been told it's got to close and I think demolished. That could well change now that Costas are going to lose control. Balearics takes back control, but we'll wait and see what's going to go on. We just walked past all the bars and cafes, restaurants across that side, and most of them are now closed. If you want to come here for a little break, then the Fergus style Palmanova is actually still open and will be remaining open. But when you get here, you'll find that there's a very limited number of places you can actually go and spend your money, have a drink. But one of them is the Can Blanc bar here, which overlooks this beach. They've got a fantastic view and a great place for a coffee.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Saying, shall we have one?
Have a little bit of a walk first, dear. One of the places we usually go for a coffee is the Beehive, which is across the road. And I heard this week that the Beehive is actually going to close. Beehive is a place that is normally open all through the year. They might take a little break, but never usually close for any length of time. But I've been told that this year they're going to take a couple of months off. So, because they're open at the moment, but later on they will be closing. And you can see more places across the road there. Rossini's, the American Diner, Portugal, all closed up. They're fine. So we're down by the little beach here in Palmanova, and the volleyball players out. It is definitely a little bit cooler today. It's really pleasant for walking. A few steps up to go, a few steps to go. Up. Looks as though McDonald's is open, but across the road the Hotel Tropico been closed for some time, as the cocktail bar next to it as well has been closed. So we're going to find more and more things that are closed, but there are still some places. There's the Asia souvenir shop over there that's open. And, you can see the volleyball players down there. No lifeguards on any of the beaches anymore, so no flags are hoisted, so we just, if you're tempted to go in the sea, and quite often there are people who are tempted to go into the sea, you need to be particularly careful because there's nobody there. to take care of you if you get into trouble. You can see on the road there how much rain we've had, and that's really over the last 12 hours or so. Started raining yesterday evening and continued a little bit this morning, and the wind is continuing to blow.
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you.
Need to know some friends down there who are playing volleyball.
Hi, how are you? Are you better now? Yeah. Good. Yeah, good. Nice to see you, Stella. Bye. Bye. That's Paul Melville's daughter.
Is it? Wow. You must be getting old, Paul.
And Isabella's our PE teacher at school, the girl that's she's very much into volleyball.
You can see there's a few people out having a walk. There just won't be so many in the way of tourists. So next year, fingerprints. When you enter the country, you're going to have your fingerprints taken next summer. But no visa waiver until next November, so you don't need to worry about that for next summer. The visa waiver has been postponed. Again, watch this space. Just noticing change in names. If you look on the Calvia notice board on Facebook, you'll find that lots of the places, lots of the hotels have been changing the names, and Philip Blackburn's keeping everyone up to date with it, but it gets a bit confusing. So this one was called, it was the Senses Palmanova, and now it's called Reverence Mar Hotel.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I was actually told by the manager that it was changing its name. He didn't tell me what it was going to be called. I'm sure it's still going to be a great hotel, and they're obviously going to change. They've changed the name, so I'm guessing there may be some other changes. But lots of hotels in the area have undergone some changes. The hotels have been bought and sold, so you may well find when you're booking your hotel for next year that the one you wanted to go to doesn't seem to be there because it's changed its name. And so you do need to have a look at that. That was a lorry going a little bit too quickly over a speed bump, and it clattered the speed bump. Paradise Beach Bar is all closed, so they're obviously closed for. This is another place that used to stay open a little bit, and some of the locals would come and have a drink here, have a coffee. A bit blustery. Just look here, you can go for a paddle, you don't even have to go to the sea.
Had a lot of rain.
It did rain a lot last night. When we went to bed, the noise, we had to close the windows. We usually have windows open in the evenings. Shutters shut, but windows open. Yeah, a lot of rain. But it was getting a little bit noisy last night with the amount of rain that we were having.
Even with your hearing aids out.
Even without hearing aids, I could still hear it. It must have been loud. So people have asked me what happens to all the people that were working in the hotels and the bars, and now they're unemployed. Well, some of them will remain unemployed. Some of them will actually find work in the construction industry, because it's this time of the year now that construction is allowed, encouraged, and so you will find that many of them will get jobs in the construction industry. We're just going to pass the Calablanca, and it's open. Some friends of ours were here just a week or so ago. They had a lovely holiday, lovely weather. But the Calablanca's open. The little bar by the beach is closed, but the hotel itself is open. All the chairs and beds are out. So there's another option if you come into Palmanova, Calablanca. Again, keep mentioning the calvia notice board, because Philip Blackburn does such a good job of letting everybody know what's open and what's closed, when they're opening and when they're closing. And he seems to have made a full-time job of this, but he's also letting everybody know when the flights are starting and finishing from different airports. So we're talking of the UK, and we're talking pretty much of Palmanova, Magaluf and the immediate vicinity. That's where the calvia notice board mainly covers. He does put information out there with Majorca. They both keep everybody informed about what's going on, not just in Palmanova, Magaluf, but a little bit further afield, so tell you what's going on in Palma as well.
Very quiet, isn't it?
It is going very quiet, isn't it? The further we go, quieter it gets. And there's the Barbuda. No meals there for us for a while.
A bird of paradise on south.
And one thing we've noticed, and I've received lots of comments, is it's becoming very expensive actually to eat out. So where we would be paying maybe 25 or 30 euros to go out for a meal, now 40 is quite common, and so prices are creeping up, 35, 40 euros. And I guess that's a sign of the times. That's also being reflected in the prices of hotels. From what people are telling me, lots of the hotels are more expensive for next summer, and then therefore people are looking elsewhere. I'm not sure really how much the Spanish government really care about that. One of the big issues here at the moment is just the fact that there are, in the summer, just too many people here, and I think the government would actually like there to be less people. And I know it sounds cruel, I know it sounds harsh, but I think that's the way they're thinking. And they want to reduce the number of hotel beds and other accommodation on the island. Something that doesn't affect the holiday makers but could well affect us is that from January public transport is potentially free. Yeah, free. We don't have to pay. So from January you'll be able to use the buses and the trains to travel around the island free. It doesn't apply to tourists. So unfortunately,
It's not just for the old, it's for everybody.
This is for everybody, yeah. So we were quite keen that as we reach that age, that certain age, that we might get a bus pass or whatever and get reduced prices. Well, they've trumped that, and it's now going to be free. Not just for us, but for everyone. So it doesn't apply to tourists, not for tourists. It's going to be residents, and the way that they're going to control that is that you have to have a card, and you won't get a card if you're a tourist because you're not a resident, so you can't do it like that. So Anita already has a bus card. I don't know if that's the one she'll need or whether she'll need another one. I don't have one. But it's certainly much more attractive to use the buses, and the trains in particular. Trains are fantastic. So to get around the island, not worrying about driving your car, not worrying about the cost of the petrol or parking the car, not worrying about having a drink and then driving. Lots of potential pluses for this. So I'll keep you posted when I find out more. And we're just going past the Santa Lucia, and you can see Santa Lucia's been winterized, and there's no beds out, the swimming pool's emptying, and they're having their winter break. So Shauna, Claire, it'll be here for you next summer. But at the moment it's all very, very quiet. As we come round now to the final beach.
I'm hoping the olive tree's open for a coffee.
The olive tree closed some time ago.
No.
Don't think there's going to be anything along there that's open anymore. The olive tree closed quite a while ago, I think. So we are limited on the places we can actually go to find a drink.
We'll find someone.
I'm sure we will. This beach is deserted. There's nobody on this beach. And now I'm actually feeling, we've walked quite a bit way and I'm actually feeling quite warm now. You must be roasting in all your clubber. We have the countdown now to Christmas, and for Anita that involves concerts, recitals, and the first one is next weekend. Where's that one?
Next Saturday, Anglican Church.
So the Anglican Church, I did a video last week for the Remembrance Day. Next week they're going to have their Christmas bazaar, Christmas party, and go buy some goodies there, go along and support them, and there will be a little bit of entertainment, and part of that entertainment is Anita with her choir. So that's usually the first on the scene, but it was pipped at the post this year by the Cancer Charity, and they had theirs really early, and they did ask Anita to sing, but she hadn't had any time to get the children ready for Christmas at the beginning of November, so unfortunately we couldn't she couldn't have a choir there. We did go along and support them, we did go along and buy a few things, and they seemed to have a really good day. It was very sunny down in Palmanova, and there is a video of the cancer support group.
Today, isn't it? Like this.
It was like this, but it was actually very windy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was very windy, but quite a lot warmer.
I'm so lucky to have Izzy singing with the choir this year, really
Yeah,
adding to it. The children love her, and we love her coming to practice with us, so it'll be the highlight that we'll be singing with Izzy.
Izzy's a great supporter of many of the charities on the island, so she was down there with the cancer support group, and she'll be supporting Anita with some of the events that she's doing. Gives up her time freely to help. We're just going past the Son Matias Beach Hotel, and that one again has also been mothballed for the winter. So while most of the hotels are closed, there are just one or two that are open. So Palmanova, Magaluf are not completely closed off to you. You just have to be a little bit more searching and finding those hotels that are open. So these hotels now that are closed, some of them will be undergoing refurbishment, and said earlier on, some of them are going to be changing the names as well. So expect to see some changes over the next few months. And CISO's, that's been fully winterized. They've actually boarded everything up, which is a very sensible thing to do, because if they get damaged by the wind, the rain, the sand and the salt that gets blown in from the sea, so everything's been wrapped and taped up, and they'll be opening up around Easter time in 2023. Our plans for Christmas are starting to take shape. We're a little bit late doing it though, so at the moment we have a one-way ticket to the UK. That's about as much shape as they've taken. We just don't know when we're coming back yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But when we're there, we'll actually continue making videos. So Stephen and Anita will be escaping Mallorca and visiting some different parts of England, mostly in the south, because that's where
there's lots of Christmas
our daughters are.
Garden centres and things there. They're really pretty to display to video. I'm going to the pantomime.
Pantomime, yes. We're going to. Oh, we've got to get that booked, haven't we? We're going to see Snow White.
No, we're going to see Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
In Weymouth.
It's all the same, isn't it? Oh yes, it is. Oh no, it isn't. Oh yes,
it's
it
not.
is.
I should remember all the days we used to do pantomimes with the bays. Those were the days.
The Bay Entertainers was a theatrical drama group, and well, they used to do other things as well, concerts. They used to even invite choirs from the UK.
Wales mainly.
Mainly from Wales, yeah.
Raymond Martin.
And every year they would produce a pantomime, and Anita was very much involved with that, as were our children.
Lots of other children as well.
Yeah, children from school. Sadly, Graham and Martin have passed on, and that means the Bay Entertainers have folded, really. They don't exist anymore. We're just coming towards the end now of the beaches here in Palmanova. I do intend in the very near future, I keep saying this, I know, to carry on and go through Torrenova over into Magaluf, and never quite make it.
Not today.
By the time we get to here, we think, it's either coffee time or time to go home. Our legs are aching. But there's nowhere here to have that coffee, so we've got to head back. One of the places we would have liked to have gone to would have been the olive tree, but they're taking a well-earned break, just like many of the businesses here on the island. And just going out to the end there, they will all be closed, I think. Lots of boats in the bay there. And the wind's just in the right direction from them. They've got calm waters. We're now entered November, so dogs, you can see perhaps in the distance there, dogs are allowed
Apparently
on the
they
beach.
should all still be on a lead.
Yeah, I guess so, I don't know. So we're going to head back, and if I get anywhere where I need to put the camera back on, I'll do that. So we did find somewhere for a coffee, and we're at the Florida Family Bar, which is Pablo's Family Food, and cheers. We're on the way back. That's a nice coffee indeed. Well, it's nice to find a bar open. It was actually quite busy, and lots of people going there, locals. but as you can see, the other place is closed up. Autumn leaves are falling. And we're going to head off back to the car now. So just over there we've got the Palmanova hotels. They're all closed up, and the children's park, a few children playing today. Across the road you can see Tintin, which is one of Anita's favourite places, of course, the cosmetics and perfumes. They are all closed up, but next to it is Baleares, and Baleares is open, and one or two people sitting outside there. The other bars in the area, well, the Monroe's, which is the karaoke place. I know, Jim, you want to be singing down here. Well, maybe next summer. They're closed, so you're not going to be singing there. But across the road we've got Taylor's, which is actually open. It's not very light. They're just getting ready, I think. All the tables and chairs are out, getting ready for a proper lunchtime opening, I think.
You might come here for lunch again one day.
Yeah,
Nice.
we had a really nice meal there, so we quite enjoyed that. As we walk down here, we're going to be walking behind the Calvia hotel, which we saw from the other side, and there are people staying there. The hotel's open. Just noticed some people coming out with their suitcases, so they just had their holiday here. And Ashley and Susie, our friends from Austria, were staying at the Calvia, and when they let us know that they were here, we came and joined them, and we went across the road to the Indian restaurant, which we'd been promising to go to many times. Didn't make a video while we were in there, but
It was really nice.
it was very nice. It's called Tandoori Night. It's closed now, but we had a really good meal there, and we were very well looked after, so we will be back.
Lots of good reviews on it as well. Somewhere else open here.
Yeah, Rumbo's is open. Breakfast. Oh well, I had my breakfast at home today. Nice price on local produce, says the supermarket.
Let's go and have a look at the wine then. Isn't it?
And open as usual. Across the road, yes, we've still got some bars across the road open. Castaways, and looks like the Italian, the Tano, is open as well. May not be open now, but it will be open later on. Tabacos, always open. It's very quiet, very windy, and the trees, at least trees to my right, are all turning brown. The autumnal colours.
Time of year that England is very beautiful if the weather's nice.
Now you've mentioned England, it's just reminding me we have a football competition coming up.
Yes, tomorrow.
Not sure about your opinions of this football competition that's coming up, but to me it's in the wrong time of the year, definitely.
Wrong place.
And in the wrong place. Mallorca have been on a bit of a high in recent weeks. They've won the last 5 games. The last 2 were friendly matches really, but still won. Oh, and there was a cup match. So we've had a cup match and a friendly against Sapobla's team. But 5 games, 5 wins. One of those was against Atletico Madrid. So it's really hard that they've actually been told they've got to stop playing football now for what effectively is nearly 2 months. It's 6 weeks. We won't be playing our next game until New Year. And well, hopefully they'll be able to pick up from where they left off, but just seems the wrong time to have the World Cup. The World Cup should be at the end of the season, at the end of the majority of team seasons. It just doesn't quite feel right. And the place, Qatar, that great footballing nation that isn't, why on earth is it there? And the only reason I can think of, and maybe somebody will put something else there, is money. And
Not the weather.
well, there you go. There's a good reason. Maybe winter time. Have it in the winter when the weather's a bit better. But it's all down to money. And I guess Budweiser are not very happy at the moment because they're one of the biggest sponsors, and they've been told they can't sell beer at the stadium. I mean, how ridiculous. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, we've had a sweepstake at school, and I've got a couple of tickets in there, one for me, one for Anita.
I've got Belgium.
Belgium, that great footballing nation, Belgium. So
I've got an even better one.
I've got a stunner. I've got Iran. So I could be winning a lot of money with Iran.
Against England.
Sorry?
Who's England playing first?
Well, don't expect me to be retiring on the winnings from this sweepstake. But anyway, it's all a bit of fun, and it's been very well organised by one of the teachers. And it's not just the first place that wins all the money. Our sweepstake, we have one from the longest goal, one for the least fouls, one for the dirtiest tee. So there's lots and lots of prizes. And so I do stand a little bit of a chance of winning something with Iran. But I'm still not very happy about Qatar being the place. I've just seen somebody dive in the sea. They either dived in the sea or they fell in the sea. My goodness. Oh no, it's a dog. Sorry, not a human, a dog. So Anita always meets someone she knows, so we're just carrying on now. And we noticed that Nova Etapa is open, and hopefully that will be staying open through the winter, because that's certainly a place that both Anita and I enjoy going to. Just going up to our little square here. That's a good place, yes. And up to a pocket. So there are 1 or 2 places where you can go and stop off. And there are even a few shops, of course, open. With the postcards. Have your feet done? Oh, no, not for me, thank you. So we've seen one Tintin all closed up, but this one's open, so Anita needs a supply. She's got this one she can go to.
Quarter P is mine.
She usually goes to the Quarter P, which is all the way into Palma, a bit closer to where we live.
You can go here and buy me something if you want to.
Yes dear, we're just in a bit of a rush at the moment. So there's one of those buses that's going to be free in the new year.
So who should pay for them?
The Spanish government, central government, have earmarked 43 million euros to pay for our bus fares.
Where have you got that money from?
It's coming from the Spanish government. It's coming from Madrid. It's not Baleares money. And obviously the hope is that everyone will, a lot of people will start to use the public transport, and if they're using the public transport, the roads will be a lot quieter in the summer. Well, let's just hope they've got enough public transport to cope with the influx. I can imagine that when this starts, there's going to be so many people on the buses and trains that there won't be enough buses and trains.
Especially when the tourists are here.
Yeah, because the tourists tend to fill the buses up in the summertime anyway.
Maybe they'll put more buses on.
So we'll see. So next year, it's going to be an interesting year. Nomads here, working from home, doing their work. So the internet, they'll be connecting via the internet and working from home, and they won't be allowed to live here in Mallorca. As the season starts around about Easter time, you're all going to get your fingerprints taken if you're coming from the UK. And then towards the end of the year, November time, ETIAS is supposed to be coming into force, and you'll need a European visa waiver in order to enter Spain. So that's seven euros, I think it is, for a 2-year waiver visa, and that'll be for each member of your family, of course. It's just a little bit of an expense, added to the fact that everything seems to be a little bit more expensive anyway. So we're coming towards the end of our little walk today. I'm just going past the Can Blanc again. Certainly got a little bit busier, lots of people enjoying the sunshine. It's almost beer time, dear. No.
No, it's not now.
No, lots of things we've got to do today. It's Saturday. Saturday's the day when we try and get a few things done. Shopping being one of them. Well, another lovely walk comes to an end here in Palmanova. So thanks very much for watching. I think we look very silhouetted here, but we've had a lovely time walking through, met a few people, had a nice coffee, and now it's time to go home. Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.
Bye.